Broadcasting from the Professional Fantasy Football League studios in Marina Del Rey, California, I'm your host, John Hampton. This is PFFL Live. Welcome once again to the Saturday breaking news edition of PFFL Live. I'm John Hampton. Not a ton of headlines in the news this week and a long list of injuries. So I'm going to quickly cover our headlines and the Thursday night recap and then get you to the injuries so you can make sure your team is locked in. Breaking news. The return of the NFL referees has dominated the media in the past few days. Whether it was Obama and Romney criticizing the NFL, or the news yesterday that the deal is officially inked for the refs, it has been a spectacle after last week's shenanigans.
I swear to God, I'll pistol whip the next guy that says shenanigans.
Hey, Farva, what's the name of that restaurant you like with all the goofy shit on the walls and the mozzarella sticks?
You mean shenanigans?
No.
Shenanigans, right?
Put those away.
Either way, they're back, and thank God, that was just ridiculous. Another big topic this week is the winless Saints and the undefeated Cardinals. Two major surprises to start the season, and it's not going to get any easier this week for the Saints going up against Green Bay, who must be fuming after that blown call gave them a loss last week. Hate to say it, but I see Who Dat Nation going 0-4 after this week. And the Cardinals, wow, I don't think anyone saw this coming. Even the Cardinal fans, their defense has just been ferocious. And if Ryan Williams establishes their running game, the NFC West better watch out. I see them beating Miami this week and going 4-0. That's the major news around the league right now. Let's take a quick glance at what happened Thursday night in the Ravens-Browns game. Must be hard to be a Browns fan, starting 0-4 this season and losing the last 13 out of 14 games. I mean, I will say, though, they really gave the Ravens a run for their money, and I thought they could have walked away with a win that game. Torrey Smith continues to impress. This guy is a stud, and he'll be a great receiver for a long time to come in this league. Also, rookie Trent Richardson looked pretty good against a stiff Ravens defense. I was really surprised that they didn't give him more carries the way he was running. I mean, I get it. You want to give Brandon Weeden a shot to be your star QB. God knows the Browns have had a rough go with their quarterbacks for some time now. But in order to do that, you need to run heavier and not pass so much on the first and second downs. Then things will open up for both these rookies instead of punting the ball 50 times a game. And that's about all I want to say on that subject. Okay, guys, that's it for breaking news in the Thursday recap. Now let's PFFL injury update. We've got a lot of injuries to cover this week, so once again, I've ranked them in order of least likely to play to most likely to play. Let's start off with Hakeem Nicks. He's out and not going to play against the Eagles. Ramses Barden could be a sneaky sleeper this week if you're in a pinch. Beanie Wells, he's done for at least 6 weeks with turf toe and on the injured reserve. Look for Ryan Williams to lead the charge. This could be a breakout year for him. He's playing Miami this week. Steven Jackson is questionable. Very limited in practice, doesn't look good against a stiff Seahawks defense. I would suggest putting him on the bench this week. Both Fred Jackson and CJ Spiller on the Bills are questionable. Both seem to have a 50-50 shot of seeing turf. I wouldn't start either. Look for Tashard Choice to be in the mix versus the Patriots. Reggie Bush looks like he might play in an earlier than expected return, but is listed as questionable for an afternoon game versus Arizona, who has been stingy giving up yards this year. Pierre Garçon is still listed as questionable this week. He was limited in practice all week, and in a late afternoon game, he's a risky play versus Tampa Bay. Hey, that rhymes. Kenny Britt is also still questionable. He didn't practice all week, but Coach Munchak said he could play versus the Texans, along with Jared Cook, who's also questionable, but more likely to play. Matt Forte looks like he might not miss another game, but is listed as questionable versus Dallas on Monday night. Either way, a risky play as Michael Bush is going to get lots of work also. Mikel Lesure, after his nice debut, is already questionable and was limited in practice all week. He should play versus the Vikings, but it's still worrisome to see him shaken up already. Dwayne Bowe, after a big last week with 2 touchdowns, is questionable, but he should see the field in this rivalry matchup versus San Diego. Rob Gronkowski is questionable. With no Hernandez in the lineup, there should be some urgency for Gronk to see the field, and he should play as the struggling Patriots play the Bills. Ahmad Bradshaw looks like he's back this week, listed as probable. Keep in mind that he's most likely now going to split carries with hot free agent pickup Andre Brown, especially when he's not 100%. Matthew Stafford owners, be happy. He is probable, been practicing all week, and he will play against the Vikings. Not to say that he's been such a hot player lately, though. Let's see how he fares. Folks, that's it for the breaking news and injury update edition of PFFL Live. I'm John Hampton.
For more news, updates, and smack talk, visit us at thepffl.com. That's the-pffl.com.
This has been a presentation of the PFFL.